This is Leah with Backyard Homestead in Starkville, Mississippi, and we're out in the garden this afternoon working, and this is our patch of Swiss chard, and it's starting to look a little ragged, so we're going to go ahead and chop it down and feed it to the chickens, and then we're going to set out these better boys in this area. And that's one of our afternoon projects. Pumpkins are looking big and happy, and looks like we have one bloom right there. And the other thing we want to work on is, I think it's time to do some harvesting of the Silver Queen corn. So we're going to get in here and just pick the ears that are ready. And a lot of them aren't yet. This one, has a long way to go, but we're going to go through and just kind of selectively pick because we don't want it to get too old. We picked about 6 ears the other day and ate them for lunch, and they were delicious. So we're just going to go through now and pick the ears that have real dark silks, and go ahead and have some to eat, and then put up the rest. And I'll come back and show you what we got. Okay, this is the area where the Swiss chard was, and Alan chopped down all the Swiss chard and planted the Better Boy tomatoes, and then went back and mulched with bags of grass clippings that we got from a neighbor. And that's about it for this project. Let me show you our corn. This is, while he was doing the Swiss chard area, I went through and just harvested the corn that we thought was ready, the corn that had good dark silks, and I left the rest on the plants, and we're going to let it grow. Let me show you that. We're going to let it go for probably another week, maybe 2, and just see if these will go ahead and mature. But there was a lot of ears that still had just the white early silks. So I don't know if they'll ripen or not, but we're going to leave them for a little while and give them a shot. And if not, then we'll go ahead and remove these plants, and we plan on planting a pea patch here. But we're going to give these a little while to see if they go ahead and get ready. Alright, so I use this wheelbarrow to harvest the corn, and we got this wheelbarrow full, and we don't know how many ears there are yet, but we're going to get in here and we're going to shuck this, take the husks off, and then we'll count them and come back and do a weigh-in and a count and see how many we got off that patch of corn. But looks pretty promising from the wheelbarrow full of corn. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and husk this or shuck this, and we'll come back and show you what we got.
Nice.
Here's a shot of what we got. We're going to go in. We've got it all shucked and ready, and we're going to go in and do a weigh-in now. We'll count how many ears we got and how many pounds we got. We'll come back in a minute. Okay, this is our corn harvest for today. And this corn plus the 6 ears that we ate the other day, we have 57.72 pounds of Silver Queen corn. And we had, our corn patch was 10 by 30, and there were 14 rows planted about 2 feet apart, and we had 20 plants in each row, and we planted the plants really close this year, just kind of as an experiment to see how it would come out. And we planted the plants about 4 inches apart, so we figured we had about 280 plants. And this is 224 ears, and we only harvested the ones that were ready today. There's a lot on there that still look like they may continue to develop and have, we'll be able to pick them later. So, but for today's harvest, we got 224 ears for a total of 57.72 pounds of Silver Queen corn. So not too shabby. I'm going to carry them in and process and freeze these guys. Thanks for watching. Alright, I wanted to show another shot of the corn patch, and you can see the rows are about 2 feet apart, and the corn plants themselves are about 4 inches apart. And this crop has been through a rough time this year. The storms came through and it got blown to the ground twice on 2 separate occasions, and managed to pop back up. And there's still several ears, a lot of ears on here that haven't started to develop yet. So very pleased with the corn harvest this year. Off this patch of about 280 plants, we got 224 ears for a lot more weight. We looked at our charts, and we got more corn off of this one harvest than we did off of 2 separate harvests last year with Silver Queen and the Stolz Evergreen. So had a good harvest this year. And we'll come back and update you on if these continue to develop and we get another harvest in a couple weeks. All right, thanks for watching.